The DOJ acting deputy chief, Joseph Snit, was caught on a hot mic, or secret video, making some pretty interesting claims about what is going on in the Justice Department. He said in that video, and I'll actually post the clip at the end of the video on YT. So if you don't follow me on YT, then go ahead and give me a follow over there, and you'll get this video with that clip at the end to see what he said. But for now, I'll just explain it to my people on TikTok. Now look, he said that the DOJ is redacting Republican and conservative people's names out of those documents and leaving all of the liberal and Democratic names unredacted. Now, I'm inclined to believe this for a few reasons. One, he thought he was on a date. The person he was talking to, who ended up being a reporter, was someone that he had met on Hinge. And they had gone out on 2 dates. And she was asking him questions pertaining to his work at the DOJ, and he was answering those questions. And that clip was the result of some of those questions that she was asking. So he had no idea he was being recorded. He thought that this was a casual conversation between him and another lady that he has gone out on a couple of dates with. So he was speaking freely. That's one. Two, the reporter in question was from the O'Keefe Media Group. Now, if you don't know anything about the O'Keefe Media Group, you can be forgiven because I didn't know much about them before this story, and they are right-wing, like far right-wing. They are the type of group that loves to catch people on a hot mic and loves to catch people on secret videos, but their normal targets are Democrats and liberals. Those are the people that they usually go for. So these are not Democrats or liberals trying to catch this guy off guard. They are on the same ideological page. They back for the same team. And when you think about all of the delays that have been going on when it comes to releasing those files, the DOJ giving the Oversight Committee 33,000 pages, 97% of what we know and what has already been released, them going back and forth about whether the files exist at all and what Bone Spur's role was, the more we find out about Bone Spur's relationship with E-Man and all of that, and the fact that reporting has come out that they are scrubbing his name from the files, it wouldn't be that difficult for them to scrub all of the conservative and Republican names off the files, because we already know they're taking his name out. So I'm pretty sure they're taking other people's name out too. And this plays into their whole thing, that whole campaign of them saying that the files were full of Democrats, them getting people like the QAnon folks to turn against Democrats, thinking that Democrats were the ones harming kids when it's been the Republicans on record and on file this entire time. Of course, while they are also calling this a Democratic hoax, they are trying to make sure that the Republicans are out of it and the Democrats and liberals are the ones left over. That would make perfect sense. Now, Snit also mentioned in that video clip that Maximilian was moved into that cushy camp, allowed to take Pilates classes and all of that, because they were trying to keep her quiet, which makes a lot of sense, especially when it comes to them trying to paint her as a victim and them not ruling out clemency for her, which is pretty interesting, don't you think? Now, after this whole thing came out, Snit clarified and said that his comments were not based on his personal experience at work. It was based on what he read in the news. The reason why I think that's BS is, again, because he was speaking off the cuff. And when people think that they're just talking, they say what they truly mean most of the time. Now, granted, he could have been saying what he was saying to try to impress her or whatever, especially if he thought that she was more on the liberal side, which for some reason MAGA men love trying to date liberal women. Well, go and get your own MAGA women. We don't want you over here. Anyway, I don't buy it. I don't buy that what he was saying was not inside information. But we'll have to see what they come out with. It's going to be very telling if they finally release the files and there is not one Republican name to be seen. And all of it is Democrats. And they're like, oh, these are the real files. And then we're like, oh, so that's a Democratic hoax? And they're going to be like, Remember, the survivors have their own list. So if they do try to pull something like that, I don't think it's going to work for very long. Just saying.
Yeah.
But those files do exist.
Yeah, thousands and thousands of pages of files. They'll redact every Republican or conservative person in those files, leave all the liberal, Democratic people in those files.
I think they visited that Maxwell person.
Yeah.
And also involved.
Got transferred to a minimum security prison too recently, which is against BOP policy because she's a convicted sex offender. They're offering her something to keep it on shut.
Do you think like the stuff with Epstein will actually get released or not at all?
If it does, it'll be heavily redacted and his name won't be in it.
But those files do exist.
There's files,
yeah.
For sure. There's thousands and thousands of pages of files. But again, if they're released in any way, it's going to be very redacted. They'll redact every Republican or conservative person in those files, leave all the liberal, Democratic people in those files. and have a very slanted version of it come out where it's like, look at what he's going without really seeing any of their bad behavior.
Basketball person.
Yeah.
And also.
She is against BOP policy because she's a convicted sex offender, and they're not supposed to get minimum security prisons, which is an interesting detail because she's getting a benefit, which means they're offering her something to keep her on shut.
We're not going to re-victimize women. We're not going to put that shit back out there. It's not happening because then he wins. Not doing it. You want to hate me for it? Fine.
But, internally, there's a lot of, even within the administration, there's internal conflict.
Oh, okay.
Like, the head of FBI really wants it. Second in command at FBI has been, causing problems because he's like, no, these have to be released.
Yeah. So the FBI wants them out.
You have the top two guys that do that.
And Bonnie does it.
I don't know what Bonnie wants. Bonnie wants whatever job.
Sure.
She's super, yes, but